There's a good paintbrush out in your shed or your garage right now that you think is ruined. You used it. You set it down meaning to clean it later, and later never came, and the paint dried in it. And now it is hard as a board. The bristles stuck together stiff as a piece of wood, and you have written it off. You are going to throw it out and buy another, and a good brush is not cheap. But I am here to tell you that brush is very likely not ruined at all, and that with a little time and next to no money, you can bring it back near to new. And I have brought back brushes that folks swore were past saving. I am Elias Yoder, and we do not throw away a good tool in this house ever. And a brush is a tool like any other, so let me show you how to raise one from the dead. My grandfather had a brush, a good bristle brush that he must have had for 40 years, and he used it right up until I was a grown man. And it painted as fine as the day he bought it. And I remember as a boy thinking it was a magic brush because ours at the shop wore out and his never did. And of course, it was no such thing. It was the same brush anyone could buy. The only difference was that he cleaned it every single time the same day without fail, and it never once dried hard in its life. And he told me, a tool does not wear out from work. It wears out from neglect. The work is what it is for. The neglect is what kills it. And that is the whole of this video really in one sentence. That hard brush in your shed did not wear out. You did not use it up. It was neglected the one time, left to dry, and that is all that is wrong with it. And neglect can be undone in a way that true wearing out cannot. We are not going to repair a broken thing today. We are going to undo a neglect. And near anything that was only neglected can be brought back if you are willing to give it the patience it was owed in the first place. Now let us save this brush. First, before you soak anything, you have to know one thing because it decides everything you do next. And if you get it wrong, you will waste your time. You have to know what kind of paint dried in that brush. There are two great families of paint, and they are cleaned by completely different means. And this is the thing that trips folks up more than anything else. The first kind is water-based paint, the latex paint, the acrylic, the kind most folks use on their walls indoors nowadays. And the great blessing of this kind is that it cleans up with water and even dried hard. It will soften with water. And a couple of gentle helpers I will give you. So, if the brush was used on interior wall paint in the last many years, it is very likely this kind. And you are in luck because this is the easy one, and you may not need anything harsh at all. The second kind is oil-based paint. The old oil paints, the enamels, the varnishes, the paint on trim and doors and metal and outdoor work. This kind does not care about water at all, and no amount of soaking in water will touch it. This kind needs a proper solvent to soften it, and that brings some cautions. I will be very plain about when we get there. So, the first question is always, what did I paint with? If you painted a wall inside, it is most likely water-based, and this will be easy. If you painted trim, a door, metal, something outdoors, or if it was an old can of enamel or varnish, it is likely oil-based, and you will need a solvent and some care. Know what you have before you begin. And if you truly cannot remember, start gentle with the water method because it cannot hurt anything. And if the water does nothing at all after a good long soak, then you know it was oil-based and you move on to the solvent. Now let us start with the water-based, the easy and the common one, because most of you have a wall paint brush gone hard and most of you will be fixed by the end of this without touching anything stronger than what is in your kitchen. Step 1 is warm soapy water and a good long soak. You take a jar or an old can or a tub, something the brush will stand up in, and you fill it with warm water, good and warm, but not scalding, and you work in a squirt of dish soap. You stand that hardened brush down in it, bristles down, and you let it soak. And here's the first thing folks get wrong. They soak it for 10 minutes and give up. You must give it time. Dried paint does not let go in a hurry. Let that brush soak a good hour to start, longer if it is very hard, and come back and work at it. And when you come back, you work the bristles with your fingers right there in the water, squeezing and bending them, working them apart, feeling where they are still stuck. And then you set it back to soak some more. It is soak and work. Soak and work. Patience more than anything. Now, if the warm soapy water alone is not enough, and for a really hardened latex brush it often is not, here is the old helper that does the trick. Vinegar. Plain white vinegar. The same jug I am forever sending you to. Vinegar genuinely softens dried latex paint. It is a mild acid, and it works on it. So you warm up some vinegar, not boiling, just good and warm. Warm vinegar working far better than cold. And you stand the brush in the warm vinegar and let it soak an hour or more. Some folks warm the vinegar in an old pot on low and stand the brush in it and let it steep like a tea. And that gentle warmth and the vinegar together will soften paint that plain water would not budge. Soak it in the warm vinegar, then work the bristles, then back to soak. Between the warm soapy water and the warm vinegar, the great majority of water-based brushes come right back. Now, for the oil-based brush, the harder case, and here I have to slow down and be careful with you, because this is where a video ought to warn you, and most do not. An oil-based brush wants a solvent. Mineral spirits is the common and the more sensible one, what folks call paint thinner, and it will soften and dissolve that dried oil paint the way water will not. You stand the brush and the solvent in a can, and you soak and work it just the same as the water method. Soak and work, working the softened paint out of the bristles with your fingers. Though you will want to wear a glove for this, so you are not soaking your hands in solvent. But hear me now on the safety, because this is the real matter and I will not skip it. Solvent is not water. Solvent burns and it burns fierce. Its fumes are flammable and its fumes are not good to breathe. So you do this outside or in a place with the doors and windows wide open and good air moving. Never in a closed little room. And never ever anywhere near a flame or a spark or a pilot light or a lit cigarette. Not near the water heater with its pilot flame. Not near the stove. Outside is best, fresh air and no flame. And that is not me being fussy. That is me keeping your shed from burning down and your lungs from being harmed. And here's the one that most folks have never heard. And it has burned down more barns and sheds than you would ever believe. The rags. When you're done, the rags and the paper you wipe that oily solvent up with, do not ball them up and toss them in a corner or a trash can inside. Oily solvent rags, wadded up together, can heat up on their own as they dry, all by themselves with no flame at all, and catch fire. It is called spontaneous combustion, and it is real, and it is not rare, and it starts house fires and barn fires every year that folks cannot explain. So those oily rags go outside, spread out, flat and single on the ground, or a wire to dry away from the building, or drowned in a can of water with a lid until you can dispose of them proper. Never wadded up inside. Remember that one. It is the most important thing in this whole video, and it has nothing to do with the brush. Now, whichever kind you had, water or oil. Once the paint is softened and you have worked the worst of it out with your fingers, you come to the combing, which is what truly finishes the job and gets the brush clean down deep. The bristles of a brush go a long way up into the metal band that holds them, the part they call the ferrule. And paint loves to hide and harden way up in there at the base. And that is what ruins a brush's shape and stiffens it, even after you think you have it clean. So you need to comb it out. A proper brush comb is a cheap little tool made for exactly this. A row of stiff metal teeth, and it is worth having. But an old fork will do, or a stiff wire brush drawn gently through, or even a stiff toothbrush for a small brush. And you comb from the base down to the tips, always that direction from the ferrule out toward the ends, drawing the softened paint down and out of the bristles. You keep dipping it back in your water or your solvent to keep it softened. And you comb and comb, working the paint down and out, especially getting up in there near the ferrule where it hides. You will be surprised how much paint comes out of a brush you thought was clean. Comb it until the bristles run free and clean and no more paint comes out. And let me tell you why the ferrule is where it all matters. Because if you understand it, you will not skip it. When you paint, the paint works its way up the bristles toward that metal band, and a little always creeps right up to the top where the bristles are packed tightest and the paint is hardest to rinse out. And if you leave it there wash after wash, job after job, it builds up hard at the base of the bristles. And that buildup does two things, both bad. It spreads the bristles apart at the base, so the brush loses its fine shape and its clean edge, splaying out like an old worn broom. And it stiffens the brush right where it ought to flex, so it does not lay the paint down smooth anymore. A brush that has gone stiff and splayed at the base, folks think it is just worn out and old. It is not. It is packed with old hardened paint up in the ferrule and combing that out. Really working it out from up in there will bring the shape and the spring right back to a brush you thought was finished. So do not just clean the part you can see. The trouble is up where you cannot see it. And here's a small trick for getting up in there. Once you have combed and washed it, take the wet brush and press the bristles down flat against a board or your palm and fan them out sideways, spreading them wide. And you will open up the base and expose any paint still hiding there. And you can work at it directly. Fan it one way, then the other. It opens the brush right up and lets you get the last of it out from the very root of the bristles. Then you wash it well one last time. The water-based brush, a final wash in clean, warm, soapy water until it runs clear. The oil-based brush, once the paint is out with the solvent, you can finish it with warm soapy water too to get the solvent out of it and leave it clean. Rinse it until the water runs clear and the bristles feel clean and slick, not gummy. Now comes the step that folks skip, and it is the difference between a brush that lasts and one that dries into a useless clump. And that is the reshaping and the drying. While the brush is still wet, you shape it. You take your fingers and you draw the bristles back into their proper shape, straight and even, and coming to that nice clean edge a good brush has. You smooth them into shape. And then, and this is the key, you let it dry hanging up or lying flat, holding that shape and never standing on its bristles. If you stand a wet brush down on its bristles to dry, they bend and splay and dry, crooked and ruined, and you have undone all your good work. So you hang it. A brush with a hole in the handle you hang from a nail or a bit of wire, bristles pointing down so it dries straight and the water drips off the ends. No hole in the handle. You lay it flat on the edge of a shelf or a table with the bristles hanging off the edge in the air so nothing presses on them. Some folks wrap the shaped bristles loosely in a bit of paper or cloth while they dry to hold that fine shape, and that is a good old trick. Just wrap it loose so it holds the shape without crushing it. Dry it right, and it dries back into a proper brush. Now, let me be honest with you, as I always am about what this will and will not do, because I am not going to guarantee you the moon. Most brushes come back and come back beautifully, good as new, near enough, and you will hardly believe it was the same stiff board you started with. Some come most of the way back, good enough for the rough work, even if not quite fine enough for a finished coat. And those you keep for the priming and the fence and the rough jobs, and they serve you for years yet. And a few, I will be honest, are too far gone. A brush that dried rock hard and sat for years, or a cheap brush that was poor to begin with, may not fully come back. And there is no shame in finally letting that one go. Here's how you tell. If after a good long soak and working, the bristles still will not bend and separate and move freely, if they stay stiff and brittle and start breaking off rather than softening, then that one has given all it is going to give. But you will only find that out by trying, and it costs you almost nothing to try, and far more of them come back than folks expect. So try before you throw. And now, the most important part of the whole business, which is how to never have to do any of this again. Because the truth is, the best way to restore a hardened brush is to never let it harden in the first place. A brush does not have to be cleaned the instant you set it down, but it must be cleaned the same day before that paint dries in it. Clean a water-based brush in warm soapy water the day you use it. Wash it till it runs clear, comb it, shape it, hang it to dry, and it will last you 20 years and more. An oil brush. Clean it in the solvent the same day, then soap and water same as above. And here's the old trick for the middle of a job. When you are not done painting, but you need to stop for a while for the noon meal or overnight, and you do not want to do a full cleaning just to pick right back up. You do not have to clean it. You just have to keep the air off it, because it is the air that dries the paint. For a short break, an hour or two, just laying it down wrapped tight in a plastic bag or a bit of cloth wrung out damp will keep it wet. For overnight, wrap that loaded brush up tight in plastic. Squeeze the air out and it will keep till morning. And some folks set it in the icebox even, which keeps it longer still. Keep the air off the paint and it will not dry. And you pick up in the morning right where you left off. That is the working painter's secret, and it saves a great deal of cleaning. Now, who profits from you throwing away that hard brush? And I will say it careful as always, because I'm not telling you there is a scheme, some room of men wanting your brushes in the bin. It is quieter than that and needs no plotting. A brush is sold as a thing you use and toss, and a hardened brush looks like trash to a person who was never taught otherwise. Nobody makes $1 teaching you that a jar of vinegar and an afternoon brings that brush back. There is steady money in you buying a new one every time you let one dry out. So the plain old knowing of how to save a brush just quietly stopped being passed down. Not because anyone hid it, but because there was no profit in the telling. The knowing grew over like a path nobody walks. Well, let us walk it again. Here is what I would ask of you. Go out to the shed and find that hard old brush you gave up on, the one you have been stepping over for a year, and stand it in a jar of warm soapy water tonight, and warm vinegar tomorrow if it needs it, and just see. Give it the time and work the bristles, and I think you will be surprised what comes back. And then find out whether it was water or oil first. Soak it gentle in warm soapy water and then warm vinegar for the latex. Use the solvent with fresh air and no flame and dry those oily rags flat outside. Comb it from the ferrule down, reshape it wet, and dry it hanging never on its bristles. And clean the next one the same day so you never have to do any of this again. The people who built this country with their hands knew that, and we are only just starting to remember.